Students, let's begin with the first topic from your civics part, the Constitution and the Preamble. It is the 12th chapter from your book. So before getting into the topic, let us understand what is the meaning of the term the Constitution. The Constitution is a set of rules or regulations according to which a country runs smoothly. Okay. So it helps the government to run the country smoothly. Why a country is running smoothly with the help of a constitution? Because all the rules and norms are written there. How the central government is going to act, how the state government is going to act, how the citizens are going to act, and if anybody is not abiding by the law or the rules which is written in the constitution, he or she, maybe whatever the position is, whatever the post is, whatever the portfolio is, that person will be punished according to the law. So the country is running smoothly because everybody is abiding or following the rules which is written in the constitution. So India is also having its own constitution after getting the independence, that is on 15th August 1947, as India got its freedom or independence from the British government. Then the constitution was made by the Indians, for the Indians. Okay, it was made by the Indians. The Britishers did not make the constitution for us. We made our own constitution and then started ruling according to the norms or the regulations which was written in the Indian constitution. Now, in order to make the constitution, India is having a written constitution. There are two types of constitution. Basically, you can divide. One is the written format and the other is the unwritten. So, India is having a written constitution. Indian constitution, you will find it in a book format. Okay. So, in order to make the Indian constitution, there was a assembly made. It was the Constituent Assembly. Now, in this Constituent Assembly, there was a drafting committee, and that drafting committee was the sole responsible to draft the constitution, to make the constitution and then give it in the parliament. This drafting committee took almost 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to complete the constitution. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the chairman of the Constituent Assembly, and B.R. Ambedkar, Maulana Azad and Sarojini Naidu were few other members who played a very important role in making the constitution. So for the first time, this Constituent Assembly met on 19th December 1946, and then they started making the constitution. They took 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to complete their task. And the constitution was completed on 26th November 1949. And then the constitution came into force. That means the constitution was accepted and applied all over India on 26th January 1950. This day is celebrated as the Republic Day. Okay, now you all must be able to say, why do we celebrate Republic Day? On this day, the Indian Constitution came into force. That is, this constitution was applied all over India. So India now could say very proudly that it is a sovereign democratic republic. What is the meaning of sovereign? Sovereign means independent. No foreigners are ruling that place. No external force is ruling the country. Okay, so India is a sovereign country. Sovereign means independent. No external force is there. And one more term we came across, that is democratic republic. Democratic republic, democracy means the rule of the people, by the people and for the people. This is rule of the people, for the people, and by the people. So we are calling India as a democratic republic. What is the meaning of republic? Republic means where the head or the president, prime minister, these are the heads of our states, of our country. They are elected by the people. They are not being selected, or they are not the kings and queens, right? Like hierarchical basis. No, we are not following the hierarchical basis or the monarchical form. What is the meaning of monarchy? Kings and queens. And the father is the king, again that person will die, next his son will become the next king, like the Mughal empires would have, right? So India is not being ruled in that similar manner. Republic means where the head of the state will be elected and not selected or not in a family basis. So your next important term we are having is the preamble. What is the meaning of this term preamble? Preamble is the summary of the entire constitution. Okay, preamble is the summary, or you can say mirror of the entire constitution. Whatever is written in the constitution is our Indian constitution is the world's largest written constitution. But the preamble is of one page only. If you read the preamble, if anybody reads the preamble, he or she will come to know what kind of country or what kind of rule the Indian government is following. So the preamble is an introduction to the constitution, or you can say it is a summary of the constitution also. And this was proposed by Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru told the drafting committee to make a preamble because that will be easier for us to understand the nature of our state, of our country. So Jawaharlal Nehru, when applied or gave the opinion of making the preamble, this is called objective resolution. This got passed in the parliament and then the preamble was made. So our preamble starts something like, we the people of India. Why this line is written, we the people of India? Just to express that this is made by the Indians and India is free now from the external power or from any foreign power. So India is being called here as we the people of India. That means the Indians are making their Indian parliament. They are trying to project this. For that they are saying we the people of India. Okay, the next important term comes from our preamble is sovereign. As I was telling you, sovereign means free from the foreign controls. No interfere or no other no other power is controlling that own country, right? The country is being ruled by their own citizen. That is called sovereign. Next important term is socialist. This term was added in our preamble in 1976 with 42nd Amendment Act to promote socialism in India. What is the meaning of this term socialism? Here the gap between the rich and the poor, the division of money, the division of the wealth will be equal. Okay, this is what the term was trying to explain. That the fair distribution of the wealth will be done among the citizens. And equal opportunity. How this fair distribution will be done? Will the government come up with the money and distribute among the citizens? No. The government will give ample opportunity to everyone, no matter which religion, which caste, which gender that person belongs. Each and everybody will get equal opportunity to earn money. Okay? But not using any unfair means. If anybody tells that I am citizen of India and I want to do something that will be harming majority people, that kind of works will be stopped by the government. if some work is done which is not harming others, then the government is not going to come and interrupt. For example, I can say you a government job. If no matter if somebody from Jammu and Kashmir is applying for that government job, he or she will not be rejected that you are belonging to so and so state, so you are not going to get the job. No. If you are a girl, you are not going to get this job. No, nobody is going to say that. Nobody is going to oppose if you are of some other religion, other caste. It doesn't matter. Okay, so everybody, whoever applies for the government job, if that person qualifies in the exam, if that person qualifies in all the fields, whatever the criteria are, then that person will easily get the job. Nobody can deny that.